At Riverside Middle School in Atlanta, Georgia, a quiet 13-year-old named Marcus sat near the window, his eyes occasionally drifting to the world outside while his mind danced with numbers and complex ideas. In the early glow of an autumn morning, the classroom buzzed with the familiar energy of 8th grade. But today, something extraordinary was about to unfold. Ms. Rivera, known for her high expectations and no-nonsense approach, scanned the room with a discerning gaze. Though many overlooked him, Marcus had been quietly solving advanced equations in the margins of his notebook, a secret testament to his natural talent. When Ms. Rivera unexpectedly called on him to solve a problem far beyond the usual curriculum, the room fell silent. Whispers rippled through the class as Marcus, though visibly nervous, stepped forward to face the challenge head-on. This moment wasn't about proving anyone wrong. It was a powerful reminder that hidden potential can emerge in the most unassuming ways. Stay with us on Acts of Kindness Stories as we explore how one teacher's tough love and one student's quiet brilliance can transform doubt into a journey of discovery and empowerment. Marcus's heart pounded as Ms. Rivera stepped to the front of the classroom with a determined look. The soft hum of conversation faded into an expectant silence as she approached the whiteboard with a marker in hand. In that charged moment, she scrawled a complex equation, a tangled web of variables, exponents, and fractions that far exceeded the standard curriculum for 8th grade. The intricate math problem stood as a bold challenge, a test not only of calculation but of perseverance and critical thinking. For a fleeting second, time seemed to slow. Marcus's eyes locked on the array of numbers and symbols. Every stroke of Ms. Rivera's marker was a reminder of the countless hours he'd spent in solitude, secretly dissecting puzzles and scribbling down advanced equations in the margins of his notebook. His mind, always active and searching, recognized patterns and relationships that others in the room might never perceive. Yet, under the weight of his peers' curious stares and the teacher's stern expectation, a mixture of anxiety and determination surged within him. As his feet moved silently toward the board, the classroom's atmosphere shifted. Whispers rippled through the rows of desks, a blend of incredulity and anticipation. Some students exchanged doubtful looks, while others leaned forward, their eyes wide with a hope that they were about to witness something extraordinary. Marcus felt every gaze as he stepped into the light, the familiar comfort of his secluded world replaced by the raw pressure of the moment. Standing before the whiteboard, Marcus felt the cool plastic of the marker in his hand. He hesitated for only an instant before his focus honed in on the problem. The equation was not a random assortment of numbers. It was a carefully constructed challenge meant to push him to his limits. Marcus's mind began to work at lightning speed. He broke the problem into manageable segments, his internal voice methodically guiding him through isolating variables and simplifying each fraction. Each calculated move was deliberate, and with every step he took, the tangled complexity of the equation began to unravel. Outside, the autumn light filtered softly through the classroom window, casting gentle shadows across the room. Inside, the only sound was the rhythmic scratch of the marker on the board as Marcus worked. His brow furrowed in concentration, and his eyes flicked between the equation and the tiny notes he'd secretly jotted down in his personal notebook. Although a wave of self-doubt occasionally threatened to break his focus, the memory of every late night spent poring over mathematical puzzles kept him grounded. He recognized that this was his opportunity, a moment to let his true capabilities shine, regardless of the snickers and skeptical glances from those around him. Ms. Rivera circled the whiteboard, her eyes narrowing as she scrutinized each stroke of Marcus's writing. Initially, she had been frustrated by what she perceived as his habitual disengagement. Yet, in this moment, every line of logic, every algebraic maneuver, was a testament to his hidden brilliance. The room's energy transformed from ridicule to awe as more and more students noticed the clarity and precision of his work. The once skeptical murmur of voices gradually dissolved into a quiet, respectful silence. Even the students who had doubted him now leaned in, captivated by the unfolding process of unraveling the complex equation. Marcus's inner dialogue was intense. He recalled the quiet evenings spent at home, the countless problems he'd solved in the solitude of his room, and the sense of satisfaction that came with each successful resolution. With each careful stroke, he was not just solving an equation. He was reclaiming his identity as a thinker, a problem solver, and someone capable of profound insight. The whiteboard gradually filled with neat, logical steps, each one building upon the last. When he reached the final line, he circled the answer with a steady hand, a small smile breaking through the tension on his face as he stepped back. The classroom remained hushed, as if time itself was pausing to appreciate the quiet triumph that had just taken place. Ms. Rivera moved closer, her fingers tracing the arc of his solution with a mix of scrutiny and growing admiration. Her expression softened from stern authority to a reluctant acknowledgement of his talent. In that unspoken moment, the dynamic between teacher and student shifted dramatically. No longer was Marcus just another face in the crowd. He was a young mind capable of extraordinary thought. A ripple of applause began to build among the students, tentative at first but growing louder and more sincere with every passing second. The clapping wasn't just for the correct answer. It was an acknowledgement of the perseverance, the intelligence, and the silent struggle Marcus had overcome. His cheeks flushed with a mix of pride and humility as the applause swelled, filling the room with an energy that was both uplifting and transformative. For many of his classmates, this was the first time they saw beyond the surface, witnessing a raw display of potential that had long been hidden in plain sight. As the clapping gradually subsided, Ms. Rivera's voice resonated again. This time, her tone was gentle yet resolute. She reminded the class that true learning wasn't about rote memorization or simple regurgitation of formulas. Instead, it was about deeply understanding the principles behind every problem and having the courage to engage with challenging material. The teacher's words carried a weight that went beyond academic instruction. They were a call to recognize the potential within each student and to foster an environment where that potential could flourish. The moment marked a turning point for Marcus. When the classroom bell rang, signaling the end of the period, the energy in the room had shifted palpably. His peers now saw him in a new light, not as the quiet, background presence they had taken for granted, but as a source of inspiration and a beacon of possibility. On his way back to his seat, several classmates approached him with encouraging smiles and congratulatory pats on the back. Their genuine curiosity and newfound respect were a stark contrast to the earlier skepticism that had once defined their interactions. In the quiet moments that followed the class, Ms. Rivera called Marcus back for a brief conversation. Standing near her desk, she spoke with a sincerity that was both rare and deeply meaningful. She expressed regret over her initial misjudgment, acknowledging that his silence was not a sign of disinterest, but rather a reflection of a brilliant mind that processed the world in its own unique way. Her apology was not merely a formality. It was an invitation for Marcus to step into the spotlight of his own potential. She encouraged him to explore opportunities beyond the classroom. Advanced math programs, competitions, and specialized courses designed to challenge and nurture gifted minds. Her words were gentle but firm, and Marcus listened intently. He felt the weight of his hidden talent and the promise of what could be if he allowed himself to embrace it fully. Although the prospect of stepping into a more challenging academic world was intimidating, the teacher's unwavering belief in his abilities ignited a spark of hope and excitement. In that moment, Marcus realized that his struggles and his quiet moments of introspection were not liabilities, but rather the foundation of a brilliant future waiting to be discovered. That very evening, as he sat at the modest kitchen table at home, Marcus recounted the day's events to his parents. His voice was soft, yet every word carried the gravity of a transformative experience. His mother's eyes shimmered with pride, and his father's steady tone provided a quiet reassurance that the journey ahead, though uncertain, was filled with promise. Their support was the anchor that steadied him, a reminder that his path, though unconventional, was paved with potential and opportunity. In the days that followed, the reverberations of that pivotal moment continued to ripple through both the school and Marcus's inner world. At Riverside Middle School, his reputation as a math prodigy began to redefine the classroom dynamics. Fellow students started seeking him out, not only for help with homework but also to learn more about his approach to solving problems. Marcus, who had once felt invisible amidst the clamor of daily school life, was now a respected presence whose insights and quiet determination inspired others to look beyond their immediate limitations. Ms. Rivera observed these changes with a renewed sense of purpose. The incident had forced her to re-evaluate her assumptions about her students. She became more attuned to the unspoken signals, the quiet glances, the tentative smiles, that revealed hidden strengths in those she had previously overlooked. Her classroom transformed into a space where every student's potential was nurtured, and where academic rigor was balanced with empathy and understanding. Her approach evolved from one of strict discipline to one that encouraged active engagement and creative exploration. For Marcus, the experience was both a revelation and a catalyst. The advanced math program that Ms. Rivera had mentioned soon became a new chapter in his academic life. With a mix of trepidation and excitement, he began attending the specialized after-school sessions. The program was a vibrant gathering of young minds, each with their own unique approach to mathematics. Here the pace was brisk and the challenges were real. Marcus found himself surrounded by peers who shared his passion for numbers and puzzles, and the collaborative atmosphere pushed him to think even more deeply about each problem. In this new setting, every equation was not just a series of symbols to be manipulated but a puzzle that connected to the larger picture of logical reasoning and creative problem-solving. Discussions among the students were lively, each idea building upon another, and Marcus's contributions were met with nods of approval and insightful questions. The environment was competitive yet supportive, a rare blend that allowed each student to flourish. Marcus thrived in this space, his confidence growing with every new challenge he overcame. Within the walls of the advanced math class, Marcus began to see a reflection of his own journey, a journey from isolation and quiet contemplation to active participation and recognition. The classroom was no longer a place where he felt lost in thought. It was a forum for exploration, where every problem was an opportunity to expand his understanding and redefine what was possible. His days were filled with moments of breakthrough, when complex concepts finally clicked into place, and with each success, the barriers of self-doubt slowly crumbled away. The transformation was not instantaneous, but it was profound. Marcus's evolving sense of self resonated throughout every aspect of his school life. His teachers noted a newfound willingness to engage, a readiness to take risks in learning, and an infectious enthusiasm that sparked interest even among those who had once dismissed him. His classmates, too, began to reflect on their own attitudes toward learning, recognizing that hidden talents often reside in the quietest individuals. The shift in classroom dynamics underscored a powerful message, that every student, regardless of how unassuming they may seem, carries within them the potential for greatness. Back at home, Marcus continued to nurture his passion for mathematics with the same quiet dedication that had characterized his earlier years. His personal notebook, once a private repository of challenges and solutions, became a symbol of his evolving identity. Each carefully written equation was a testament to the hours of effort, the struggles overcome, and the excitement of discovery. The notebook was no longer just a record of mathematical problems. It was a chronicle of growth, resilience, and a future full of promise. Every day presented new challenges and new puzzles, and Marcus embraced them with a determined spirit. The advanced math class not only deepened his understanding of complex concepts, but also taught him the value of perseverance, collaboration, and self-belief. His interactions with teachers and peers became richer and more meaningful as he shared his insights and learned from others. The encouragement he received, both inside and outside the classroom, fueled his drive to excel and to continue exploring the vast, fascinating world of mathematics. Throughout this transformative period, the lessons Marcus learned extended far beyond numerical equations and algebraic formulas. He discovered that true mastery lies not only in solving problems but in understanding the underlying principles that connect ideas. This realization empowered him to approach challenges with a fresh perspective, confident that every difficulty held the potential for a breakthrough. It was a lesson that resonated deeply with his teachers, peers, and family alike. A lesson in the value of perseverance, curiosity, and the courage to embrace one's own brilliance. Each day at Riverside Middle School became a new opportunity for Marcus to demonstrate that talent often hides in plain sight. His journey was marked by moments of quiet introspection, bursts of creative insight, and the steady support of a community that began to recognize and celebrate the potential in every student. As the story of his transformation spread, it served as a powerful reminder to everyone that education is not merely about meeting academic standards, but about discovering and nurturing the unique gifts that each individual brings to the table. In the evolving narrative of Marcus's academic life, every step taken on the whiteboard, every nod of approval from a teacher, and every whispered word of encouragement from a classmate contributed to a larger, more uplifting message. His story, now an integral part of the fabric of Riverside Middle School, illustrated how one act of recognition could spark a chain reaction of confidence, determination, and ultimately success. It was a living testament to the idea that when teachers and students come together in a spirit of mutual respect and support, the outcome is not just improved grades, but a transformative journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Each day brought fresh challenges and new opportunities to put this philosophy into practice. Marcus continued to build on the lessons he had learned, exploring increasingly complex problems and sharing his passion for mathematics with those around him. The classroom evolved into a dynamic space where every student's voice was heard, and every challenge was met with a blend of analytical rigor and creative insight. This environment, nurtured by both the students' enthusiasm and Ms. Rivera's dedicated mentorship, stood as a model of what education can achieve when it is driven by genuine care and high expectations. By embracing the challenges laid before him and allowing his natural curiosity to guide him, Marcus set a powerful example for his peers. His journey was a vivid illustration of how the right encouragement and a nurturing environment can help hidden talents flourish. In the process, he not only transformed his own life but also reshaped the way his teachers and classmates viewed academic achievement. The ripple effect of his quiet determination extended far beyond the confines of a single classroom, leaving an indelible mark on the entire school community. Marcus's transformation continued to ripple through every corner of Riverside Middle School. In the weeks that followed that unforgettable day at the board, his quiet courage had not only redefined his own future but also shifted the entire atmosphere of his school. Classmates who once overlooked him now sought his insights and found inspiration in his persistence. Even Ms. Rivera, whose high standards had once seemed unyielding, embraced a softer, more encouraging approach in her teaching. She recognized that true potential is nurtured not through harsh criticism, but by understanding, support, and the willingness to see beyond surface appearances. In the quiet after the final bell, Marcus lingered in the hallway, reflecting on the journey that had brought him from the background into the light. Every challenge he had met, every complex problem he had unraveled, was a step toward discovering who he truly was, a young mind capable of profound insight and creativity. The experience had taught him that growth comes from stepping forward, even when the path is uncertain, and that every problem holds within it the promise of discovery and empowerment. At home that evening, as the soft glow of the living room lamp illuminated his personal notebook, Marcus realized that his passion for mathematics was more than just numbers and equations. It was a language through which he could express his curiosity, channel his energy, and build a future defined by resilience and possibility. His parents' quiet pride, expressed in warm words and supportive gestures, reaffirmed that his unique way of thinking was a gift meant to be shared with the world. The ripple effect of Marcus's breakthrough was evident not only in the transformed classroom dynamics but also in the broader school community. His journey reminded everyone that every individual carries a spark of brilliance waiting to be kindled. It became clear that success is not measured solely by conventional achievements, but by the courage to pursue one's passions and the willingness to challenge expectations. In every whispered conversation and every shared moment of quiet admiration, Marcus's story resonated as a beacon of hope, a reminder that with persistence and support, even the most hidden talents can illuminate the world around them. As we close this chapter of a remarkable journey, remember that each of us has the power to ignite change, whether in a classroom, a community, or within ourselves. When teachers listen closely and students dare to step forward, the ordinary transforms into something extraordinary. Marcus's story is a testament to the enduring strength of kindness, perseverance, and the belief that every challenge is an opportunity to grow. If this story of determination and transformation touched you, please take a moment to like, share, and leave a comment below. Your feedback means a lot and helps spread this message of hope and empowerment. And don't forget to subscribe to Acts of Kindness Stories New as we work toward our goal of reaching 10,000 subscribers. Your support allows us to continue sharing stories that inspire, educate, and remind us all that every act of kindness can make a lasting difference.